Welcome to Reddit Reader, where we dive into the stories on r/malicious compliance, people conforming to the letter, but not the spirit, of a request. We have two stories for you today. Our first story comes from a user named Restless Dragon titled, "Told to Do What I Have to Do." A post in another group reminded me of this. I am a disabled veteran, and at the time this actually happened I was solely depending on walking stick. I could not walk more than 10 feet maximum without assistance. I was asked by a friend to be a bridesmaid at her wedding. She quickly proved herself to be a bridezilla from hell, and everything had to meet her vision. Everything had to fall within her very rigid scope of what the aesthetics should be. She made a couple of what she claimed were innocent comments about my walking stick. I offered multiple times not to be a bridesmaid and would assist in any other way I could help. She refused every offer and insisted I had to be a bridesmaid. Then I heard from another close friend, and also a bridesmaid, that she was very upset that I was insisting on using my walking stick. She made a comment saying that she was just going to hide it and then I would just have to go without it. Looking at the mutual friend's face when she said that she tried to laugh it off as a joke. Well, there was no doubt in my mind that she was going to try to have my walking stick go missing, so I made arrangements. Sure enough, they have the wedding rolls around and, while getting hair and makeup, my walking stick disappears. I was not happy, and told everyone I have to have it back. I cannot walk down the aisle without it. The bride insisted that they didn't know where it was, and they looked everywhere, and I was just going to have to make do. I said, "So after you joked about taking my walking stick it goes missing, and you want me to make do?" Her exact words were, "You'll just have to do what you can do to get up the aisle." Cue malicious compliance. I texted my boyfriend, he went out to the car and brought in mobility scooter that I had rented just in case I needed it. I had him put it out of sight, but where we could get to it easily, and then he or the other bridesmaids physically supported me. We made our way to the back of the hall for the start of the ceremony. The bride, who had been talking to her father and not paying attention, did not see the scooter until she started to walk up the aisle, and there are her three bridesmaids. Two standing tall, and me sitting on the most hideous looking multicolored with sparkles mobility scooter I could find. If looks could kill, she would have planted me. Within seconds of the ceremony ending, my walking stick had been found. She and her new husband brought it over to me and told me it had been found and I could get that god-awful scooter back out to the car. I mustered up a tear and told her I was so sorry, but I was in so much pain from having to try to walk without my walking stick that there was no way I would be able to go without the scooter. I am very proud to say that the scooter is in over 90% of her wedding photos. Update: to answer questions, I do not have any of the pics. I wish I did. I know that there was one photo taken of the other two bridesmaids on the scooter with me attempting a drunken version of the hokey pokey. Sandra, if you ever find this post, I would be willing to pay for that picture, or the hokey pokey was captured on video. I also hope that you are no longer such a heinous bitch. Our last story is from a user named Glowdrifts titled, "Followed special instructions left by customer." I work at a pizzeria that offers delivery service. At the time I was driving a shitty car with a broken headlight that was held in place with duct tape. I had to replace the tape every so often when it got old and didn't hold the headlight anymore, so I just carried a roll of duct tape in my car at all times. You'll see why this matters later. A couple years ago, I got a delivery order with 1 cent pre-tipped on the card. They also requested no contact delivery, so I was supposed to just leave the pizza there on the ground and not wait for them to answer the door. In the special instructions they wrote, "Leave pizza on door." I figured it was a typo, and they really meant doorstep, or maybe English wasn't their first language. Nevertheless, instructions were given and it was my job to follow them. Remember that roll of tape that I mentioned earlier? Yeah, this is where that comes in. I took the roll of duct tape and taped the pizza box to their front door. They never called the store to complain, I never got in trouble, and they always left a $4 tip anytime they ordered pizza after that. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so, hit that like and subscribe.